Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. You know, it's getting close to the end of the season, and I've been doing the troubleshooting all year, answering coaches' questions that they send me on Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays after they play their games on Friday and Saturday. I talked to a coach yesterday, high school coach. They play on Saturdays and Sundays. And I asked, was that security reasons? And he said, no, he's more or less just availability of fields. There's so many schools in that area, and they share stadiums. And so they play on, I think they play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but all his games are on Saturday and Sunday. Imagine that, playing high school football on Sunday. Anyway, I digress. Today we're talking about how we can tweak the offense. And I'm speaking to you gap down backer or gap scheme guys, because it's just such a flexible blocking scheme. That's something you can do here at the end of the season. You got homecoming coming up. You got senior night. Playoffs are about to start in most states. And this is a way you can tweak your offense, put in a play, take about 5 minutes working with nothing but your backs and your quarterback. Just those two groups. Put in the shovel pass and not frig around with your offensive linemen. Hey, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're subscription drive right now. We're trying to get to 3,500 by the end of the month. If you're listening to this in the future, go ahead and subscribe, even though you don't know what month it is. Go ahead and subscribe, because if I'm long gone from this world, I'm leaving the rights to my YouTube channel to my grandchildren. Help me out, brother. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. So subscribe today, share today. Trying to get to 3,500. Now you know what month it is. It's October of 2024. Go ahead and do that for old Coach Chip. I sure would appreciate it so much if you'll just go ahead. As of right now, as I record this, we need 119 more. We got about, a week left in this month. We got to do it by the time the kids go trick-or-treating next week. So come on, share it with a friend. I've got the best viewers in the world. We interact with each other all the time. I need you to do one more favor for me. Go ahead and share the channel. Go ahead and check out the podcast. It's on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcatchers. You got 21 episodes already up for you to listen to. I think they're all helpful for coaches. Some of them are just entertaining. Got several good conversations with coaches. Recently did one with Nick Lemke. He is a registered dietitian who specializes in athletic nutrition for young athletes. It's a great conversation. Nick's just so knowledgeable, and he's available to you. Go over there and listen to that podcast. He can help you feed your kids better and make sure they're being nourished the way they need to be with all the demands that are placed on their bodies. And head over to buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip. buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip, an opportunity to support the channel, to support the podcast, to support the free resources that literally hundreds of you have gotten. Go ahead and head over there. You don't have to. The channel's free. But if you want to show your support, buy me a coffee. And as I always like to tell you, I don't drink coffee, but I will buy something to drink. All right, let's talk about tweaking the offense, your offense. If you're a gap scheme team, and if you're a zone scheme team, you can figure it out. But if you run gap scheme, this is just as easy as taking your quarterback and your backs for 5 minutes and do it. That you can put it in 1 week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just practicing the timing of the shovel, and you've got it. So you're tweaking your offense with a shovel pass. And depending on the defense, you can block it with some form of counter. You can GT it, GH it, GY it. I'm going to show you some different things. All these things you can do if it's already in your system. And we've talked before. Go back and look at plenty of the gap down backer videos here on Football Talk with Coach Chip. We've talked a ton about things you can do with gap scheme. The clips I'm going to show you in a little bit are of a team that does it from bunch, but you can do it just from a wing twin set and just do it with your wing and just any way you want to do it to fit your offense. But this is a great way to do it. This one here, he GH'd it, And he's doing it with what I call the Z. That's the jetter, the slot guy. And what I call the H is in right here. And so you're going to see they're going to block down, 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 back, the center's back, play side guard down, play side tackle down, gap down backer, and then the play side tight end down. The H is going to pull and wrap, and the backside guard is going to pull and kick. So you see, it's just, if you've already got GH counter in, it's just a matter of taking 5 minutes, and you can say, well, we don't have time. Do it before practice, do it after practice, and in 5 minutes, your quarterback and backs, they can't, seem to master it. Don't worry about it. But it's a great thing to have here at the end of the season. You guys are getting ready for a playoff run. This is a great time to do it. So, well, Coach, when do we run it? Whatever down you would normally run counter on. It's not a play action pass. It's not a shovel pass where you drop back and has the effect of a draw. It's not that. It's a running play. But it goes into your passing stats because you're going to push it forward. And you're going to mesh up with the running back and do the shuffle. And the running back has to know, I got to stay behind the quarterback, watching the ball to see when he touch passes it to the Z. Remember, I call this guy here, the red guy, is a Z. And he's just going to step up like he's blocking down on Buck, because look, it looks like Buck or it looks like Sweep, and then he's going to come back underneath. They're pretty close to each other, and the quarterback's just going to touch pass it. And the reason it's so good to do this with the Z, if you're already running jet with the touch pass, you can do that. If you run jet with a handoff, then do it with a handoff. Now, if you do it with a handoff, I would let the running back clear first. Let him mesh up over the football, fit up over the ball, and then fake like he's running out here. Don't fake Buck. Fake a sweep. And what I mean by that is keep it wide to see if you can get these guys to chase a little bit longer and set up your blocks. And that's a great way to do it. And notice, again, we're not frigging around with the line. Everybody's doing what they do. You can do anything you want to do in football offensively if you don't mess with your linemen. Because I've told you before, the running backs, they're going to figure the crap out because they got a chance to touch the football and potentially score a touchdown. So they're going to figure it out. Just give them a few minutes and they got it. And you've got this film I'm about to show you where you can show it to them, so here's how we want to do it. But if you're going to do a handoff, let that running back clear and then hand it off to this guy. But you got to have that shuffle. It sells it. Now, if you're going to touch pass it, running back stay behind the ball as he comes right here in front of the quarterback, and he's just going to, as the Z shows up, he's just going to push it to him, and you'll see it's almost a handoff. It's so close. And it's just like the jet touch pass. It's really cool. But take 2 or 3 shuffle steps with your cue. Let the running back, if you're going to touch pass it, tell your running back, don't even touch the ball. Just act like he's getting it. It's a proximity fake. Quarterback just sticks it out. He's not going to stick it in his belly. And when the ball is let go, then the running back locks down on the imaginary football and hauls butt to the outside and see how many backers and DBs he can take with him. And like I always say, a good fake is better than a good block, because very rarely do you get more than one with a good block, but you can get unlimited defenders with a good fake. All right, let's look at another one here. But before we do, remember, like the video. See down there at the bottom? Ooh, smash that button, guys. It helps the algorithm, which helps Coach Chip. All right, now here it is, and they're blocking it like a long trap. And I guess you want to do that because if you have an aggressive end that can blow it up, so you need to make sure you get that in. But if they don't have an aggressive end, if the guy's, he's just trying to set the edge or something, maybe you can GT it. I have done it that way. But you can and so, but Coach, we don't run long trap. If you run counter, you do. All you got to do is call GT and tell your tackle to lock. That's all counter is. It's a long trap with a wrapper. So what you do is everybody blocks down on the front side, gap down backer, center's blocking back, backside guard pulls and kicks. And then you let a different guy run the football. And you're running the same play. It's the same mechanics for the quarterback and for the running back. We've already talked about the line. We haven't frigged around with them a lick. So you're going to let one more guy touch the football and let them see somebody else getting it, and you're getting the same action. And if they're trying to keep, if your Z is a dirt road spote, he's a spotty good athlete, and he steps up to block, it looks like buck or sweep to the defense. And again, tell that running back to sell that fake as long as he can and see how many guys he gets to follow him. Remember, good fake beats the heck out of a good block. Go ahead and subscribe as we're driving toward 3,500. Subscribe to the channel today, please. And if you already subscribed, share that joker.
And now a word from our sponsor.
That's right. Be Elite Productions is what Football Talk with Coach Chip, the YouTube channel, and the podcast operate under. You have to go back and listen to, I forget what episode it is. It will be in the episode description when I answer viewer. It's the one where I answer listener questions, empty the mailbag stuff, and people had asked me about what Be Elite means. Hey, don't forget, Jet Manual, OL Manual, still going. Sold an OL Manual yesterday. We're in week 9 in Alabama, or week 8, and people still buying it. So around the country, people are in week 9, people are in week 7. But he said, Coach, I'm just trying to get better. So I'm going to spend the off season learning this stuff. I'm a gap scheme guy. And he said, I've just been watching your videos and I just want to dive deeper into it. It says, this is for you. So go ahead and hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com to get your copy of the Jet Manual or the Offensive Line Manual. Hey, if you want to get better at buck, we got the big book of bucks available too. Hit me up, siegel.chip@gmail.com. Hey, we still got these freebies, scouting and prepping. You're about to make that playoff run. You don't like the way, your scouting's been going. You want to get more coaches involved. You got coaches that want to do more. Hey, Coach, give me some responsibility. This plan system will help you do that, and it's absolutely free. Scouting and prepping for your next opponent. Just hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Say, Coach, send me that scouting PDF. Send me that scouting resource. And as soon as I get to my computer, boom, it's on its way back to you as an attachment, and you can look at it, share it with your coaches, and you can get better for your next opponent. It is comprehensive. It's awesome. If you want to dive deeper into anything we've talked about on the podcast or on the YouTube channel, hit me up. I'm doing that stuff now. We'll troubleshoot with you. Had a bunch of coaches this week that hit me up, helped them with some situations, some questions about blocking certain fronts. And, I always say, hey, keep me up to date. I want to know how you do. I'm available for in-person or Google Meet clinics. I got contacted this week from a team. They've got a chance to make the playoffs, but they're already planning for next year. And I'm going to go visit with them because they're only about 3.5 hours away. And I'm going to do a clinic with their coaches, and I'm going to do a camp with their kids. And I'm letting them tell me, what do you want? They said, this is what we do, and we want to get better, da-da. And I said, okay, and I'll cater it to you. Now, if you want to do something that's totally out of my, area of expertise, then I'll say, hey, I know a guy, talk to this guy, or check out these videos on YouTube. This is a great guy that runs that system or a system similar to what you want to run. Here's the thing. A lot of y'all are running an offense, and you got to quit that crap. You got to run a system because an offense has an endpoint. An offense is linear. An offensive system is circular. All you got to do now, you don't have to be a mathematician or a geometrician to understand that a line has a beginning and an end. A circle doesn't. And that's what a system is. You have an answer. And that's what I want to help you do. So hit me up. We can make plans during the off season. I can do something with you now if that's what you want. Another freebie, you've got the call sheet. That's the front and back of it. It comes as a Excel spreadsheet. You put your stuff into it. Had a guy got it last week. 100% free. All you got to do is be a subscriber to Football Talk with Coach Chip. And also comes with a 2-point conversion chart, when to go for 2, when to kick it. And also a 4-minute offense chart telling you when, a victory chart, if you will, when to take a knee. At what point can you take a knee based on time on the clock and timeouts left? that chart tells you. It's included in the call sheet. And then here's the practice schedule. Had a guy get another one of these about, well, it was last week, early last week. Can you send me the practice schedule, Coach? Not an issue. Guys, it's never too late to improve what you're doing. Not change what you're doing completely, but to improve what you're doing. This also is a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. You can keep what I've got in there as a template, save that, start you some new tabs, and plug in your stuff. It's based on 5-minute periods, hour and a half to 2 hours. It's got 2 platoon, 1 platoon, and an install plan, all in the tabs on this practice schedule. And here's the list of freebies. It's not on here right now, but I've got a PDF that's got the jet blocking rules, and you can get that, and that's 100% free. And maybe when you get that, you go like, oh, I can get deeper into this stuff. Then you'll want to get the jet manual. That's my thinking there. I say, pretty smart, huh? All right, be sure to subscribe today, and let's go to some video. Oh, you see, I did the diagrams with the same formation, and as best I could do the defense. It's hard to tell if they're 3s, 1s, 2s, 5s, 7s, from the side shot. It is for me. We don't have the end zone shot. But this is the first one I showed you with a GH blocking. You see a little touch pass? I'm going to come back to it. I love that slow-mo. All right, a little slow-mo action here. Let's look at the backfield first. Watch quarterback shuffle. As he's shuffling, here comes the Z, what I call the Z, underneath. Notice the running back staying behind the quarterback and the football. He's not going to cross face until the ball is gone. And the quarterback sticks the imaginary ball up in his belly. And let's see, he got 1, 2, 3 on the fake. Let's see, we got some false steps. These guys, they had to block it because these inside linebackers looked to me like they were reading their keys. Well coached. Good job, blue team. See, look at that. That backer there. See, he took a step, it don't take much now. This guy here did a good job. He must have been reading his guard. Watch, because this guy here, he pays no attention to the running back's buck or sweep fake. But this guy right here, what turns out to be the front side inside linebacker, it's a good thing this guy stepped up for the defense, or he would have run into the other linebacker. So there you see, the fake got 4 guys out of position. So remember what I said, a good fake is better than a good block. All right, let's look at the line. You're going to get down, down, down. Center's going to block back. Guard's going to pull kick. H, sniffer, whatever you call him, is going to wrap and hug the rump line, looking for the backer scraping. It's a nice little touch pass, boom. And notice they get a down block on the backside backer because the play side backer took himself out of the play because of a good fake. Notice right here, I believe it's the tight end or the tackle is going to get that backside. It's the tackle. Oh, I see what they're doing. The tight end is going to turn out right here on the outside backer, and then they're going to kick the DN that's inside. They're going to void the DN instead of down blocking. And that's not a bad thing because, look, this is a DN, and this is not a normal tight end. Notice he's not very big. And so that's a good idea to get the smaller guy on the smaller guy and then kick the bigger guy. That's good. That's a good scheme. Here comes your guard right there. Boom. Good job attacking that inside number. If you attack that inside number and he goes around, he's done dealing. And if he tries to come underneath, you're there because you're attacking, you're kicking the inside number. Watch. He has to bubble back a little bit because that's a big boy right there at the 3 technique making a pile. See, look where he is. He's inside the pulling guard right here. He's on that inside number of the DN. So it wasn't much of a block, Coach. Well, the dude ran upfield, man. That's almost a self-block. All right, let's look at the same play. You can't see the touch pass as well. Let's look here. All right, I want you to watch this. I'm going to make a short about this and a reels about a good block. You say, Coach, he misses him. But because he's attacking the inside number, the dude runs upfield and he gets a piece of the running back, but you still get a big play out of it because but the one thing the guard didn't do well, now he attacked the inside number, which is great. He went for the kill shot. If he'll break down, send those kickers to work with your wide receiver coach and let them teach him how to stalk, because he should have geared down, come under control, come to balance, and then he could have maintained the block. But he tried to just blow the kid up. And that's what kids are going to do now. You want them aggressive, but see, he whiffs. But because the kid ran upfield and the only way that DN could get there was to go around the block, because he didn't come under it. But if he'd have come under it, because he's attacking inside number, he still gets him. Right there. See, if he comes under, 52 can get him. But he runs up the field, 52 whiffs, but the DN took himself all but completely out of the play. So out of five-yard gain, it's not bad. All right, let's go back and hit the one that's the long trap. This is the one to the H, to the plug, to the sniffer right here. Okay, they're going to block it just like a long trap. Guard's going to pull kick. The DN's had enough. He's going to do something illegal, hit him below the waist. What you lose when you don't have the wrapper, you lose a block on a backer. So what you're saying is we're going to let the fake block them. This is why that fake's so important, because you're losing that wrapper getting one of these inside backers. You're just getting a kick. It's just a trap. And so you'd run this against teams that are fast flow, that are going to attack that fake and take themselves out of position. And once they take a step or two, then they get caught up in the wash of the down blocks and they have to play over the top of it, and you're getting 4 or 5 yards. So everybody blocks down. You get one down block, then get much of one. And that backer took a bad angle. But obviously, in just a few clips, this backer looks like he's their best one, because he's making plays on the other side. See, look, he's reading that guard. But see, and that's a good football play, guys. That's all I can say. It's a good football play. All right, that's it for this episode of Football Talk with Coach Chip. How you can tweak, put a little spice or put a little extra sauce in your offense, going down the home stretch here, going into the playoffs, a little something extra. Let your offense evolve. But be sure to subscribe to the channel today. We had over 10,000 views in the last month, over 70 new subscribers. That's down a little bit from the month before. The views were down a little bit from the month before. We were about 12,000, but a lot of that was like at the beginning of the season and part of August when guys are still looking for stuff. I'm not the least bit disappointed in these numbers, but we really want to get to 3,500 by the end of the month. So help us reach 3,500 subscribers by October 31st by subscribing today. Check to see if you're subscribed. Some people think they are because it keeps popping up in your feed. Well, the reason it keeps popping up is because the algorithm knows you've been watching it, but it's not helping old Coach Chip. So go ahead and click subscribe today. And if you're already a subscriber, share it on your social media pages and email it to your buddies and say, hey, well, check out this crazy old coot right here. He's nuts. Don't forget about the podcast. It's on Spotify, Apple, and countless other podcatchers. But those are the two biggies, and I just didn't want to list every one of them. And there's so many, I don't even know. There's Podbean, and there's some other things out there. A Sketcher still a thing, or a Stitcher, whatever it was called. But if you have an idea for a video or a podcast guest, contact me at siegel.chip@gmail.com. I want you to drive the content, because you're going to listen and watch things that you like, okay? So that's been it for this episode. Don't forget, like this video, subscribe to this video, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip and show Coach Chip a little love and buy me something to drink. Hey, until next time, be elite. All video clips contained on Football Talk with Coach Chip are meant for analysis, criticism, comment, teaching, and research by football coaches. We believe this falls under the fair use doctrine of the Copyright Act, Section 107.